City arrive in shaky form. They hammered Wolves 4-0 on the opening day, but followed it with a 2-0 defeat at home to Spurs and a 2-1 loss at Brighton. That leaves them 13th in the table, desperate for momentum and carrying pressure they are not used to. United's start has been mixed. A 1-0 defeat to Arsenal, a 1-1 draw at Fulham, and that Carabao Cup shock exit against Grimsby left fans questioning. But the 3-2 win over Burnley gave Ruben Amorim's men belief and reminded us that United can dig deep when it matters. City are stumbling. United are finding their fight. And with weaknesses at the back, this is a derby United can take. How both teams enter the derby. Manchester City started with a statement, hammering Wolves 4-0 away, but that has been their only win. Spurs exposed them with a 2-0 victory at the Etihad, and Brighton came from behind to beat them 2-1. It leaves City in 13th place, searching for consistency and showing cracks we are not used to seeing. The dominance, the control, the inevitability of City is not quite there right now. Manchester United's start has been far from perfect, but there is a sense of resilience. A 1-0 defeat at home to Arsenal hurt, and a 1-1 draw at Fulham added frustration. Then came the lowest point, a Carabao Cup exit to Grimsby. But Burnley changed the mood. It was not pretty, but a 3-2 win reminded us that United can fight. Bruno Fernandes led from the front, proving again why he is the heartbeat of the team. United sit 9th, 4 points on the board, and ahead of City in the table. Yes, the away record is poor, no wins in 6 league matches, but derbies are different. The Etihad has already been silenced before, and United know they can do it again. So both teams enter under pressure, City desperate to rediscover control. United desperate to prove Ruben Amorim's project is taking shape. That is what makes this derby so fascinating. Team news and injuries. Pep Guardiola has big problems. Mateo Kovacic and Ryan Cherki are ruled out. Josko Gvardiol, Abdulkadir Kusanov, and John Stones are doubts. Ryan Ait-Nouri has ankle issues. Rico Lewis pulled out of England under-21 duty. Phil Foden was left out against Brighton and is racing to be fit. Even with returns, many will not be at full sharpness. That backline is patched up, and it is where United must look to strike. For United, there are concerns but also options. Matheus Cunha and Mason Mount both limped off before the international break. Their fitness will be tested. Diogo Dalot withdrew from Portugal duty with muscle discomfort. Lisandro Martinez remains a longer-term absentee. But there is fresh competition in goal. Onana is heading to Trabzonspor on loan. Bayindir has been shaky, so the new signing, Senne Lammens, could be thrown straight into a derby debut. It would be a gamble, but Ruben Amorim has to weigh it up. In attack, Ruben Amorim has choices. If Cunha is fit, he starts. If not, Benjamin Šeško could get his first Premier League start. Bryan Mbeumo will be vital out wide, using his pace against a vulnerable City defence. And Bruno Fernandes is always available, always ready to lead. City's injury list looks worse, and their key man Rodri has returned, but is still not at his dominant best after a long layoff. That levels the field. For once, it feels like City are the ones scrambling, and United have the chance to capitalise. Head-to-head record. The recent derby record shows balance, not dominance. Last season, United stunned City at the Etihad with a 2-1 victory in December. Later in April, it finished 0-0 at Old Trafford, a tactical stalemate that showed Ruben Amorim's men could match Guardiola's side stride for stride. Go back a little further, and United beat City 2-1 in the FA Cup final. That was a landmark moment. Lifting a trophy at Wembley against City proved that this team can handle the pressure when the stakes are highest. There was also a 1-1 draw in the Community Shield after that. In the last 5 competitive meetings, United have 2 wins, City have 2 wins, and there has been 1 draw. Neither team has dominated the fixture. It has been about moments, big players stepping up when it matters. For United fans, the message is simple. We have already gone into the Etihad and won. We have already beaten City in a final. This fixture has not been one-sided, and with both teams under pressure, it is set up perfectly for another statement from the red side of Manchester. Key battles. Derbies are decided by individual duels, and this one has plenty that could swing the game. The biggest is Erling Haaland against Matthijs de Ligt and Lenny Yoro. Haaland's strength, movement and finishing make him City's main weapon. De Ligt has faced him before and knows the danger, while Yoro's pace will be vital to cover the runs in behind. If United can restrict Haaland, City lose their sharpest edge. In midfield, Rodri against Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo could dictate the rhythm. Rodri is back from injury, but does not look fully sharp. Casemiro's ability to break up play and Mainoo's energy on the ball could give United control in a key area. On the flanks, Bernardo Silva against Patrick Dorgu or Diogo Dalot is another battle to watch. Silva thrives when drifting into space, but United's wingbacks will need to stay disciplined. And then, Bruno Fernandes. If Ruben Amorim frees him in the number 10 role, Bruno becomes the game changer. His vision and set-piece delivery could break City open. Add Bryan Mbeumo's pace against a patched-up defence, and United have the weapons to do damage. Players to watch. For United, Bruno Fernandes is the heartbeat. Whether deeper or higher, he makes the team tick. In a game of fine margins, his creativity and leadership will be vital. Benjamin Šeško is one to watch. Still waiting for his first Premier League start, he could seize this stage to announce himself. His physicality and movement will trouble a weakened City defence. Kobbie Mainoo brings calm and maturity beyond his years. If Ruben Amorim trusts him, he has the poise to control midfield and feed United's forwards. Bryan Mbeumo offers the X factor. His pace and direct play could stretch City and create chances on the counter. For City, Erling Haaland remains their most dangerous weapon, while Bernardo Silva will look to create, and Rodri's presence, even at less than 100%, still matters. But here is the difference. City depend on their usual stars. United have multiple players ready to step up. That unpredictability is what gives United the edge. Why this derby matters. This derby is about more than 3 points. It is about pride, bragging rights, and proving who really runs Manchester. For City, this is about halting a poor start. They sit 13th, fragile after back-to-back defeats, and the aura of control is not what it once was. For United, it is about making a statement. A win here would not only keep us ahead of City in the table, but also send a message that Ruben Amorim's project is real. The memories are fresh. The FA Cup final victory, the 2-1 win at the Etihad last December. These were not flukes, they were proof that United can step up when it matters most. For Šeško, this could be a breakout game. For Mainoo, it is a chance to show he belongs at this level. For Bruno Fernandes, it is another moment to lead. If United win this derby, it changes more than the table. It changes the narrative. It gives belief to the fans, confidence to the players, and momentum to the manager. And if the red side of Manchester leaves the Etihad with all 3 points, the message will be loud and clear. Manchester is red. Prediction and final thoughts. So how does this one finish? Many expect City to dominate the ball, but United have shown under Ruben Amorim that they can control possession too. Against Arsenal, they dictated long spells, and they can do the same again. City will look to Haaland, but their defence is weakened and Rodri is not at his peak. This is not the same dominant City. For United, the plan is clear. Casemiro and Mainoo must anchor midfield. Bruno Fernandes should operate in the number 10, pulling strings. Mbeumo's pace must stretch the defence, and Šeško or Cunha must take the big chance when it arrives. The prediction? Manchester United 2, Manchester City 1. Bruno Fernandes to inspire, and Benjamin Šeško to grab the decisive goal. It will be a battle, but derbies always are. United have already won at the Etihad, and they can do it again. Final thought. This is about more than points. It is about a statement, belief, and pride. Manchester is red. So there it is. The Manchester derby is here, and we believe United have what it takes to walk into the Etihad and leave with victory. But what about you? Reds, give us your predictions in the comments. Who scores the winner? Bruno, Šeško, or Mbeumo on the break? We will feature the best ones in our post-match video. And make sure you join us after the final whistle for 5 things we learned from Manchester City versus Manchester United. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and be part of the conversation.